Hold on, guys, and today we're going to be doing the top 10 teams in the power rankings for the NFL through week 5. This week I actually, shocker, have 3 honorable mentions compared to last week's only 1. My honorable mentions are going to be the LA Rams, who I don't have on this list because they just have an issue when it comes to the 49ers. If they didn't have an issue when it came to the 49ers, they would for sure be on this list, but I can't in good faith put them on this list when they have issues against the Rams every season. So I'm going to have them as only an honorable mention for right now. The next honorable mention I have is going to be the Bengals. They beat the Dolphins, but I only think personally they beat the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football because Tua got hurt. And if Tua wasn't already playing injured, which he should have never been playing in that game, I think that the Dolphins would have easily have won that game. But the Bengals have one of the best wide receiver core in the NFL. They have an amazing running back in the backfield. They have Joe Burrow, who I love, as a quarterback. And yeah, the Bengals, I think that they'll be on this list soon, but for right now, I have to have them only on an honorable mention. And then finally, I'm going to end with the Cowboys. Cooper Rush is playing at almost an elite level. He's looking fantastic, and I'm very, very excited to see how he goes. The defense, who I've come out and said publicly is mid. I've been proven wrong time and time again about it, but for right now, I gotta have them just as an honorable mention. But moving right into the top 10, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got blown out on Sunday Night Football. Yeah, they didn't get, like, they came back, they were losing 28-10 at the half, and then they came back and ended up losing 41-31, which only gives up 13 points in the second half. But yeah, they looked really bad in the first half. Yes, they are having issues with their stadium right now and having to figure out what's going on, all because of Hurricane Ian right now, and I don't blame them for that, but Tom Brady's looking like he's not wanting to play anymore. Leonard Fournette's looking decent, but overall he's just not doing that well. Mike Evans is still playing good, but yeah, for right now I gotta have the Buccaneers at number 10. Moving on to number 9, I have them dropping a lot of spots from last week. I have the Miami Dolphins. I only have them dropping this far because of their injuries. If they weren't injured, then I would have had them probably closer to the top 5, around 6 or 7. But for right now, I gotta have them at number 9 because they just dropped so far with Tua's injury. They still have, I think, the best receiver core in the league, or one of the best. They have an amazing core. They have Chase Edmonds, who's playing good. Teddy Bridgewater's a decent bridge quarterback to keep him in right now. Mike Gesicki. And then the Dolphins' defense is really, really good. But yeah, overall, I think the Dolphins are a very good team, and we could see them moving in higher through the next coming weeks. But once Tua comes back, I think that this team will be back to where they were. Moving on to number 8, we have the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens should have won that game against the Bills. They just gave up. And in the last plays, they allowed the Bills to win with a chip shot field goal because of bad play calling, which Marcus Peters didn't really like. But overall, the Ravens are a very good team. Lamar Jackson is still playing at an MVP-like level. Mark Andrews is still very good. Rashad Bateman is still playing really good. Devin Duvernay is a very good wide receiver too. But overall, this team's defense is playing really bad. I would like for Kyle Hamilton to be playing a little bit better. I know he's a rookie, and same with Jalen Armour-Davis, who nobody expected to play. But yeah, overall, I think that the Ravens are a very good team, and they're still going to give the AFC North troubles, but for right now, I gotta have them at number 8. Moving on to number 7, I have the LA Chargers. The LA Chargers beat the Houston Texans this weekend, 34-24, and it looked like it was going to be a lot closer of a game in the first half than it was. Justin Herbert's still playing really good. The defense is improving, and overall, this team's just a very good team. Injuries are currently slowing them down, and I feel like once the team gets uninjured and everybody heals, that they're going to be a lot better. But for right now, I got the Chargers at number 7. I just think that the 6 teams above them are playing a little bit better and are overall just a little bit better. Moving on to number 6, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They lost to the Eagles by 8 points, and they look so much better than I could have expected. I was expecting them to get blown out this game because the Eagles are a very good team, as you'll find later on in this list. But I think that the Jaguars are also competing up there to be within the top 5 pretty soon. They're doing so good. Trevor Lawrence looks like the player that everybody expected them to be. The wide receiver core looks so much better. Travis Etienne is playing good, same with James Robinson, and Doug Peterson is just an amazing coach fit for Trevor Lawrence. Moving on to number 5, we have the San Francisco 49ers. They destroyed the LA Rams last night. They ended up winning 24-10, and the entire half it was 17-10 until Matt Stafford threw a pick. And yeah, that defense is back to being at an elite level, and they look very, very good. Jimmy Garoppolo is still a decent quarterback to have just for right now, until Trey Lance eventually comes back. But I'm very impressed with the 49ers, and I think that they might end up being a lot better as we move on. But I just would like to see their defense play a little bit better than they have. They got embarrassed against the Broncos, and then Jimmy Garoppolo got embarrassed by running out of the end zone against the Broncos as well. Just overall, I'm not a huge fan of the 49ers, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. This is the top 5 team in the league for right now. Moving on to number 4, and they should probably be a little bit lower, but I have them raised up because I think that the defense that they played was a little bit better than the one they played last week. I have the Green Bay Packers. Yes, Aaron Rodgers played pretty bad against the Patriots, and the defense made Bailey Zappi look like a good quarterback. But I think that the Packers are still playing good. Christian Watson had an interception. Romeo Doubs is playing really, really well and looks like a steal in the third. They're looking like such a good team right now. The chemistry between Rodgers and his receivers is improving. The 1-2 punch of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon looks really good. Yeah, I think that the Packers are going to be a very good team to be competing for possibly a Super Bowl spot, if not for sure a playoff spot. But they might even be able to compete for a Super Bowl spot. I think that this team is very good. Moving on to number 3, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. They put an absolute clinic on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first half. 28 points. They completely had the Bucs down. The Bucs were not able to compete. Patrick Mahomes had an amazing play that everyone's seen to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It was such a good play. He looks like he's for sure one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I still am not 100% sure if him or Rodgers which one's the best. I want to say Patrick Mahomes is taking the lead this season to be officially the best quarterback in the league, but I'm not 100% sure. But that being said, the Chiefs are still an amazing team. Juju Smith-Schuster looks like he's playing amazingly. MVS is playing really good. Overall, the Chiefs look like a very good team. The defense is playing really well too. And yeah, I got the Chiefs at number 3. Moving into number 2, we have the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills had an insane comeback against the Ravens. They probably should have lost this game and been lower on this list, but hey, coaching blunders is a Buffalo Bills dream, I guess. They came in, they came back and absolutely won in a beautiful fashion, and overall, I think that this team is the best team in the AFC right now. Josh Allen is one of the leaders of the MVP race. He's an amazing quarterback. He looks like such a good dual threat player, and if you would have told me in 2018, after watching his rookie season, that he would eventually be an MVP candidate, I would have laughed at you. He looks so good. Stephon Diggs is still really good. Devin Singletary's playing good. And yeah, overall, I got the Bills at number 2. And moving on to number 1, this should be no shock to anyone. I have the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that the Eagles, being the only undefeated team, is a huge win for them. And I think that I have to put them at number 1 because they're undefeated. If they weren't undefeated, I would have had them in the top 3 for sure, but probably not number 1. But the Eagles look amazing. Jalen Hurts is that guy. He's played so much better this season than he has the last 2 seasons. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown are fantastic. Dallas Goedert's really good. And yeah, overall, the Eagles are a very good team. And I think that they're going to be very good for a long time. And I think that they could compete for possibly a deep playoff berth or a Super Bowl spot. They have a very, very tough game against the Cardinals on Sunday. And I think that overall that we'll be seeing if they're ready or not. I just hope that the Eagles don't have a collapse like the Cardinals did. And with that being said, that's going to be my top 10. Here's my top 10 list, and I hope you guys have a great day. Take it easy.